Hi, my name is Deborah and this is the Edit by DH. Welcome to another video. I wanted to do a short and sweet video on the new-ish launch of the Victoria Beckham's contour sticks. Now, it's the end of the day, it's been a long day, it's very hot in London currently. The windows are shut, so please excuse my lived-in face, shall I say. But before I remove my makeup, I just thought it's the perfect time to do a review. I am depending on a combination of natural light and also the room light, just so that you can see basically. So on the Victoria Beckham website, she has 4 shades in the Contour Stylus and they're £32 each. In terms of product weight, 1.1 grams of product. Now she has 4 shades, like I said, ranging from the very lightest contour shade to a very deep shade. I actually got 2 of the 4 shades. So I got the shade 𝕬𝕬𝕑𝕤𝕐 and Marble, which is the 2 lightest shades. So I'll show you that in a moment. And I'll also explain why I got the 2 shades rather than 1 in just a second. So when I go on her website, it says that it's a refined contour bullet to sculpt and subtly enhance the nose and facial structure with total control. It's got a slim crayon which allows for sculpting of features with precision and ease. It glides on smoothly with an ultra creamy formula. It's designed to be worn on bare skin or layered for contour experts and novices alike. Lasts all day without smudging or fading. Got clean ingredients with uncompromising performance. 4 flexible shades that flatter all skin and undertones. Neutral tones for a natural in real life finish. And then if you scroll down on her website, she shows a little demonstration of how to contour the nose and contour the face. And interestingly, she uses the fingers, which actually I'm not surprised because she doesn't have a brush line. And on that note, I would love to see Victoria Beckham's beauty brand bring out brushes. I think they will be the world's most expensive brushes. I think you would have to sell your house in order to buy a full set. However, I think they would be the most beautiful, luxurious brushes. So I'd be really interested to see if she brings out brushes in the future. And I think that's why her team are using the fingers to blend. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of using the fingers for contouring. The nose I understand because it's just subtle blending, but with the face, it's not my style. And I personally feel like it would just disrupt the base underneath. So it's completely up to you, but I will definitely be using brushes. So I'm just going to go in and show you the styluses or contour sticks. So this is what the packaging looks like, and it's very simple but still looks elegant enough for a VB product. It's kind of like an eggshell white colour with the writing in a bronze tone. As you can see, it's got the VB in gold at the top of the lid and then the shades at the bottom, which is actually a really good idea because I often put my eyeshadow sticks, contour sticks in a pot like this. So obviously when you're looking at it from the top, say if you look at it like that, you'd have to pull them out one by one, take off the lid, have a look at the shade to see if it's the right one. And even if it had the shade name on the top, because it's such a small surface area, you would still have to really squint, or anyway I do because my eyesight's getting terrible. So actually this is really clever because instantly I already know this is 𝕬𝕬𝕑𝕤𝕐, the lightest shade, and this is Marble, the slightly warmer shade. So that's quite genius. And then it's just the usual twist up situation. So I'm just going to swatch 𝕬𝕬𝕑𝕤𝕐, which I already really like. It's a really cool toned shade. You guys know I love a cool tone contour. If you're going to contour, cool undertone is the best because it should be mimicking shadow. I know some people use warmer tones, but really warmer tones should be used for literally warming up the face, for bronzing, not contouring. And then the Marble shade, which is the next shade up, is a slightly deeper shade. So I deliberately got both because I thought with the travertine, it's if I want a really subtle contour. I think travertine will be great for the nose if you're a nose contouring kind of person. I'm not, but I will be contouring my nose just to demonstrate today. And this I think would just be a really good face contour. You could actually mix up the two. This is great if you want more subtle. This is great if you want a little bit deeper contouring. So I'll use all of it in variation. I also think this would be a great, well actually both will be really good colors for eyeshadows and doing like, especially like in the crease, just to define the socket. I think they're great shades, especially if they're claiming that it lasts and doesn't smudge all day. Then I don't see why you can't put a little bit on your eyes. But please bear in mind, obviously this wasn't created for the eyes, so if you have sensitive skin around your eyes, I mean the skin is sensitive anyway, but if you have extra sensitive skin around your eyes, then please bear that in mind before applying it directly. Read the ingredients list always, please. So I'm going to go in with the travertine first, and I'm going to do a bit of nose contouring. Now, I don't normally do nose contouring, not because I think I have the world's best nose, I just cannot be bothered. And generally I'm okay with my nose, but if I wanted to make it smaller, now can you see with the light it's already casting some shadows on my face, so I'm actually really glad I've got the light today just so you can see. And here you can already see some shadow. Now if you saw my face completely in the light, there would be no shadow. Like here there's no shadow, and that's how it is in real life. But when you go like this, it immediately casts shadow, and that's what creates the contour, if you know what I mean. So you want to mimic shadow at all times. Now they blended out with their fingers, but I'm just going to blend out with my brush. I just feel like it'll be way easier and less messy. So I'm going in with the Bobbi Brown full coverage touch-up brush. If it's still around, I will link everything down below. So I'm just going to slightly brush it out, and I'm just going to, my recommendation is not to like smudge it in the center, because that, you know, the idea is that you want to like blend it out towards the sides, because it would defeat the whole purpose of contouring your nose. And it's really a fine balance of smudging it out so that you still have some sort of definition, but not so much that you lose the contour and it just looks like you've got a bit of a muddy face, like you ate a whole bar of chocolate and there's a bit of chocolate left on your nose. So just smudging it out gently. I really, like, a pet peeve of mine is when you can really see the contour lines, because it just looks really unnatural in my mind, and there's nothing wrong with that, it's just not my taste. Now I can tell my nose looks a bit more contoured. I don't know what you guys think, but that's probably as much as I would do. This is it. I wouldn't contour my nose anymore, because like I said, it's not like I contour my nose anyway. If you really wanted to be even more with it, you could add like a highlighter or a lighter concealer color in the center to really make your nose sharper and stand out, but this is enough for me. Then I'm actually going to go in with the same travertine, and I'm going to just gently contour my face. So I'm going to go in with in the areas that I normally would contour. So by the way, I did contour this morning, but I contoured with a light powder, so actually this is good to top up. It's actually great to have as an additional product in your handbag. So, you know, like after the office, like coffee to cocktails, desk to disco kind of situation. I don't know if desk to disco is a thing, but if not, I've just made something up. So it's great to just have in your handbag. And if you use your fingers, I guess you don't need a brush. But like I said, I'm not keen on that, especially when you're wearing white linen. So I'm just going to go in with the dual-ended Huda Beauty brush. I don't even know what the name of this brush is, because there's nothing on the brush. Again, if it's still around, I will link it all down below. So I'm just going to gently buff it out. And here you just buff it upwards rather than downwards. And again, it's that balance of not blending it out so much that you lose the contour, At the same time, you want all of it to be seamless with your skin, and also not rubbing it so hard that the base of your makeup, you know, comes off. I think this is a really lovely natural contour colour. I always do my double chin. And actually, I think it's nice to go in with a subtle brown colour rather than a deeper colour for the like under your face, just because it's so obvious underneath your face and chin when you do like a deeper colour, and especially if you haven't blended it in that well. So I think I will just keep the neck area with just this bit of contour, and that's enough. So you can see my face is definitely looking more sculpted than it was earlier. And honestly, I think for the day, this would be more than enough for me. However, for the evening, when the light is a little bit more darker, and then you got artificial harsh lights, I would definitely go in with more contour, especially if I'm going out, you know, if you're going for a really nice dinner and then cocktails with your girlfriends, to a nice bar, etc. So then I would easily go in with more, especially if you've got a smoky eye. Like, everything should just sort of balance and marry up. So then I would go in with the marble, the deeper colour, but I wouldn't go here because I think it's a bit too obvious. So I think I'm just going to contour a little bit more here, just to really make my cheekbones feel a little bit more snatched, as they used to say. One thing I like about this Huda Beauty brush is that it's got a smaller end where it's a bit more denser. So it's great for just like, if you want a little bit more pinpointed blending. I'm hardly using any force, so actually this contour is blending really nicely, because some contours are just creamy contours. I feel like you really have to, you know, blend so hard, disrupting the base underneath before it actually does anything and blends in, and then you're like, you know, rubbing your face so hard you're giving yourself whiplash, which isn't ideal. So this actually blends in really easily, and I would say quite evenly as well. So you can see the difference. It's a little bit more, which is how I like it. And normally I would have my hair down, but I deliberately put my hair up at the end of the day. And secondly, I wanted to be able to apply my contour more easily and show you and demonstrate the effect of contouring and how effective this was. So I'm really pleased with it. I'm just going in with what's remaining on the brush and just working it into my skin a little bit more. If you want to do here, you can absolutely do your forehead. I wouldn't go in with the stick directly, but there is residue makeup left on here, trust me. And then that I'm just going over my forehead and making everything sort of like marry and balance together. Don't forget to go into your hairline because that will make it look a bit more natural. So I am really, really happy with this contour. I think it's really beautiful, actually. Really easy to use as well. And obviously, I have to say, for your nose, it's going to last you forever. But for your face, if you do a lot of contouring on your face, yes, it's great for precision, but it's only like 1.1 grams of product. So I would just say, you know, if you're that person that contours a lot, contours daily, it's not going to last you very long. So £32 won't last you very long. You know, it's whether you feel like it's worth it. I do feel like there are great contour creamy sticks out there. However, for someone like me who doesn't contour, I do contour every day, but I don't use a lot of product. For me, I really like the idea of kind of going between two shades to amp it up if I want to, or just keep it very natural. And also I love the fact that it just blends so easily. I love the fact that it's very travel friendly and it's just easily blendable, very creamy, very forgiving. So when they said it's great for novices, etc., I would completely agree. And then lastly, like I said, I do have a bit of eye makeup on, but I would probably go in with 𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕚 for now. Otherwise my husband will be wondering where I'm going. He might think I'm heading out for the night. So actually I'm going to go in with 𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕚 just on my crease. I don't have sensitive eyelid, so just to give it a bit of depth and a bit like of a shadow on my crease. And then if I wanted to slightly amp it up, just put maybe a tiny bit of the deeper colour. I honestly think this would be such a dream product for people who just like on-the-go products, who like something that's really not faffy, really easy to apply. You've got the option to apply with your fingers if you don't have brushes on you. It's just so easy, and they're multifunctional tools as well. You can absolutely use them as contour, you can use them even as a bronzer. Like this color could easily be used as a bronzer if you wanted a bit more warmth in your skin. Obviously the paler you are, be more sparing. And then you could use it as an eyeshadow. I would love to know what you guys think of it. What do you guys think of the final effect? And do you have it? Are you interested in getting it? And if not, why not? And I would love to know, what is your favorite creamy contour product? Like, I genuinely would love to know. The only other creamy contour that I use is the 𝕬𝕬𝕬𝕚𝕬𝕬𝕬 creamy contour, but I would love to know what you guys use and if there's anything that you swear by. But otherwise, what do you guys think of this Victoria Beckham? I personally love it. Thank you so much for watching and take care of yourselves.